All right, guys, we keep it moving here to wide receivers as we look at the notable wide receivers on the bye.
But, dude, it's ugly.
Puka Nacua, who's been hurt. He's on the bye. JSN, who's been unbelievable. He's on the bye. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Brian Thomas Jr., who got banged up, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jacoby Myers, Travis Hunter coming off a 100-yard game, and Jameson Williams, who is on the milk carton right now. So you're hopefully not starting him, but you're right, Matthew. This list is just as bad as it gets.
Right, and then you get into, again, some of the injuries. Again, we lost Mike Evans last night again, and we'll talk about that. But, so in addition to guys on bye, you've also got a bunch of
Garrett Wilson's out.
Yeah.
Obviously, you could have lost Malik Neighbors, and you've been trying to fill that void.
Yeah,
it's really tough out here. So our top guy, it's kind of the Hunter Henry Award winner of the year, Jay, is Darnell Mooney, 71% available. He's out there. He gets a couple targets. You hope for a deep one.
Yeah, you call him Darnell Mooney. I call him Kenyon Drake in wide receiver form.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney. Again, it's just you're just playing. You're spinning the wheel and hoping that it comes up, that he catches a long reception, right? Because that is his role in this offense, to catch the deep ball. As you look at his most yards per reception among wide receivers since the 2024 season, 15.4 yards in between George Pickens and AJ Brown. So that is the key. Is he going to get deep for one against this Dolphins defense? Who is his quarterback going to be? Are they going to need to throw deep that much? Because they're 7-point favorites against a destitute Miami run defense. But Darnell Mooney, at least there is some upside because of the average depth of target.
For sure. I mean, again, and we know that Penix just loves to throw deep as well. The Dolphins specifically are very susceptible to deep passes.
You mentioned the Bucs injuries. Tez Johnson is 84% available, catches the touchdown off a really nice play he created after the catch last night. And Baker missed him in the end zone on 1-2. This night could have been even bigger for Tez. 9 targets here, Matthew. And now, when you think this could have just been a streaming play this week, Mike Evans gets hurt, so maybe Tez is here to stay.
77% route participation for Tez Johnson. He's averaging over 12 fantasy points per game over the last 3 weeks. And you mentioned Mike Evans. Not only is he, he might be done for the year, unfortunately. The expectation here is broken clavicle, expected to miss most, if not all, the season. Just a brutal break. Not going to get to 1,000 yards this year. One of the best streaks in the NFL. And history is going to get broken. We love Mike Evans here, so that was just awful to see. But, yes, they're looking for answers in Tampa Bay. And so with Chris Godwin seemingly still out there, Boutte came back. But, yeah, they're looking for a third guy. Jalen McMillan isn't anywhere close to returning either. So it looks like Tez Johnson might be the guy. They're at the Saints this week, which, is not a matchup that scares you. Then they get the bye in Week 9, and it gets a little bit tougher. Patriots at Bills at Rams, but down the stretch is sweet. Cardinals and Saints. Falcons in Week 15 is tough, but Panthers twice in the last 3 weeks. It's pretty sweet. And the Dolphins, Week 17.
Yeah, pretty stunning that the Bucs are only 4.5-point favorites over New Orleans, which I think just speaks to the depth of their injury crisis. The fact that they couldn't really move the ball that well against such a decimated Detroit secondary was surprising.
Kayshon Boutte next up on our list.
The offensive line just felt like Baker was under pressure a lot. They just, credit to the lines. The Lions secondary banged up, but your secondary looks a lot better when you can get home to the quarterback. And it just felt like every time I looked up, Baker was running for his life.
Without a doubt. It was Baker's by far his worst game this season. It just didn't look like the MVP candidate that we've seen for so long. Kayshon Boutte is 68% available. Not a lot of targets, Jay, in Week 7, but Drake May can hit the big one at any moment, which is kind of the value proposition, I guess, with Kayshon Boutte.
He's just catching everything that comes his way at the moment. Again, a little bit like Darnell Mooney, where he's dependent on the deep ball, but Drake May has been so good at throwing it. A couple of weeks ago, it looked like Stephon Diggs might just take over this pass-catching room entirely, and Diggs has been fine. I think he was 7 for 69 on the weekend, but there is enough room to breathe in this offense. They're 7-point favorites against Cleveland. I suspect that is going to be a scrappy, close-ish game. I don't think that the Patriots are going to completely blow them out because the Cleveland defense is so good. But yeah, Kayshon Boutte, he's not the most inspiring option, but he is an option, Matthew.
Listen, do you know how many times when I was single I would say that to a woman at the bar? I get it. I'm not the most inspiring option that you got here, but
I am one.
But I am an option.
Yes.
So 158, hit me up.
There you go.
I was good at closing time.
How long?
I was good at closing time.
Did it work well for you?
Well, that's how I met my wife.
Oh,
you understand?
there you
I mean,
go.
come on.
Wow.
There's no way Beth is.
Slam dunk.
She was hammered. There was absolutely no way Beth was meeting me.
Glad you didn't weave in any Boutte reference into that story.
Yeah, come on, please, Jay. Please, it's the mother of my children. Love of God. Get your mind out of the gutter. One thing I will say about Kayshon Boutte, though, is that Drake, to your point about chucking it deep, the Drake May can chuck it deep. 14.2 yards per target. Like it's weird, but Diggs is doing a lot more of the underneath stuff, and obviously Pop Douglas is their slot guy. So it just feels like he has developed into kind of this, this deep threat, and they will take a couple of shots to him. I agree with you. It's not the most inspiring option, especially given the fact that they're playing the Browns this week. But we like this Patriots offense. We like Drake May, and it's an ugly week.
Drake May's the real deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our last one here, Xavier Legette, guys. Really tough start to the season for Xavier Legette, but a big week 7. 11 targets, 9 catches, 92 yards. Most importantly, the touchdown, and 94% available. I mean, Matthew, I guess this just comes down to, is this kind of a news or noise situation?
And I kind of want to say both, maybe. Look,
now you got to choose one.
No, and I'm going to fence it here a little bit. I'm going to fence it a little bit. Look, because the answer is it is a little bit both. Like, first 4 games of the season were brutal, right? He had 50 total receiving yards. 50 total in his first 4 games of the season. He's averaging under 5 yards per target. And yet, this past week, career highs in targets, receptions, receiving yards, and fantasy points on the year. X is a big guy in the end zone, right? 46% of the Panthers' end zone targets this season.
Your friend X.
My friend X, friend of the podcast X. I interviewed him.
At the Kentucky
Derby.
You
at the
can't
Kentucky
just call him
Derby.
that without context.
Yeah, that's his name, Xavier Legette.
X.
Everyone calls him X.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there any other people called X on planet Earth who might supersede Xavier Legette?
No.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Panthers fans.
You can't take ownership of the name X.
People call him X.
There are
That's his
so many
nickname.
more famous people whose name starts with X.
Yes, but who? Name one.
The guy who was on the Supersonics. What was his name? X-Man?
The guy on the Supersonics?
Xavier McDaniel?
Yeah, exactly. The X-Man. Yeah, he's on the episode of Frasier.
Yes, but he's...
Enough time has passed, though. We're ready for a new X.
Yes.
That's the thing.
And he's not the X-Man, which Xavier McDaniel is. He's just X.
Okay.
People call him X.
Okay, there's got to be someone else I'm forgetting. It has to be another person.
Regulars, help me out here. I am just telling you, Carolina beat reporters refer to him as X. People call him X. That's his nickname.
Somebody in the
I'm not
chat
making it
says
up.
DMX.
What?
Somebody in the chat goes DMX? Exhibit?
No, I mean, what are we stopping? I guess Elon Musk? I mean, his kid's name is X. Doesn't he have a kid named X?
Oh, God.
I guess there's not that many.
I think he does. Yeah.
No,
Jay?
yeah, I think Xavier Legette.
There's only 26 letters in the alphabet. Apparently, Xavier Legette gets one of them.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, my guy X.
Yeah, 11 targets last week. He gets it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
You get double-digit targets, you get to pick your letter. That's the rules. I don't make them up.
Do I get J? Do I just get to be J? No one else gets to be J?
You haven't earned 10 targets in a game in your life.
Sorry, Cutler and Leno and other assorted J's. I get J.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many better J's than you.
Well, yeah, I'm the Xavier Legette of J's, and he gets his own letter. So why don't you get mine?
Just trying to, I mean, like...
Jay Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi, also better.
That's to be fair. He's got so many J's in his name.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to think of
the top wide
J's
receiver waiver
than Leno
targets.
or Ajayi. But either way, Legette... I don't know if it was because Tedero McMillan that Sauce did a good job on Tet and they just went to Legette because he was open, or because this is a guy they spent a first-round pick on. This is a guy that was productive in college at South Carolina, Connor.
Yeah, you'd like to get something out of him,
right,
for sure.
Yeah, and so maybe, by the way, if Andy Dalton's going to start, right? We know that Bryce Young has the high ankle sprain. Andy Dalton does he have the upside of Bryce Young? He does not, but he's a more consistent quarterback.
There's a floor there for sure. Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at the top wide receiver waiver targets and the deep league ads.
That now ends our segment trying to talk you into Xavier Legette.
Yes, hope you enjoyed. And for now, the rest of your lives, you will call him X.
Yes.
Rashad Bateman,
X
Alec
gonna get
Pierce,
it.
Alec Manor, and Marvin Mims are the deeper league ads here, Matthew.
Yeah.
Alec Manor, the Colts, for all their greatness, they give up a lot of yards to wide receivers.
No one gives up more fantasy points to wide receivers than Jay's Colts. You got Marvin Mims there, who had a season high in targets and utilization score there. You're just sort of hoping one of those guys outside of Sutton hits. But Alec Pierce, you've talked about him a lot. You're a Colts man.
I'm Colts
Jay,
man.
for the shoe. Last week had a 31% target share.
He has really developed as a player. He's not just a deep gut ball threat. He's not just Darnell Mooney running down the field. He's getting a lot of short, intermediate stuff. His year's been interrupted because he got another concussion, but he's back healthy. We'll see what the status is of Josh Downs. But Alec Pierce is going to be a part of this offense. I wouldn't be surprised if his usage rivals Michael Pittman's this year.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.